Hi, Ruby, it's me. I thought I'd do a quick video to be easier. Right, this is the articles for EC1. That's the holding company that owns Unbiased. Um, so they used to have they did have up until 2011 the old Articles of Association, which are basically just the new model articles. So there's nothing exciting in there. It's just the standard kind of general rules, company rules. Which are these ones here? However, I know they've had quite a few investors, but basically it's really strange because here, look, in November recently, they've now got the new articles memorandum, the new articles of association, which they've just done just prior or in conjunction with that 5 million investment, I think. So the 5 million is going to come in. They've issued new share classes, and then it's all set up for an exit. So how do I know, or why do I think that? I don't know. I should point out, maybe. But when you get articles, so these are the new EC1, unbiased EC1, the holding company articles. So you can kind of guess when they're looking to exit because you get certain provisions in the articles. Usually about the what will happen with all the shareholdings in terms of specific rules. So, like if you and I owned a company and we wanted to sell it, prior to selling it, we'd say, well, okay, well, we need some rules about what's going to happen with the capital, who's going to get what, etc. Which is where you get these articles here, these ones here. So this one says on return of the assets and liquidation of capital reduction. So this one's here. Start to give some rules about if it was wound up or there was a redemption of shares, who's going to get what in what percentages. So that's 7.2. They've also got here about once the investors have received a cash lump sum in return. So they're actually saying in the article specifically, this is what's going to happen if everybody gets cash for their shares, like an exit. It's the only way that would. These articles would be written. They're actually written for an exit. Exit being that it floats and somebody buys all their shareholdings effectively. Then they've got exit provisions here. Look, upon a sale, they're actually saying it. Look, the members who sell their shares in such sale will be entitled to such proceeds. So again, it's all set up for an exit. And they've also got further issue of shares there. So basically what would happen is if you and I owned a company and it was very close to being sold, we'd want restrictions there to so if I'd got 10 shares and you'd got 10 shares and we were about to sell, what we could do as directors, the board directors could issue new shares, which would dilute our shareholding. We wouldn't want that because we're close to a sale, or allegedly close to a sale. So that stops that dilution, this ratchet here on this calculation here. So in other words, if we issue more shares, then yours and my shareholdings will go up. So if we're going to issue 15 shares, our shareholding would go up in percentage wise. And finally, they've got drag along and tag along. So drag along means that if I want to sell, they've also got stopping employees leave shares there. So some of the employees must have shares. If drag along here is basically means that if Karen, who's got the majority, she's got 75% of the shares, I think, or she's got control anyway. So what happens is if Karen wanted to exit, then the other 25% have to exit with her. They have to sell their shareholding, which is what this drag along means. So it stops the minority stopping the majority selling. So you would not put that's definitely in there. This drag along for an exit. I think there's tag along as well, which is the same principle, but it's for minorities. So I don't know. I definitely can't say they are, but their articles are set up for an exit because they're actually saying half the provisions in there do sale if a sale happens. Well, you wouldn't write that in there if you weren't looking to sell it, or in terms of selling it, exiting it, floating it effectively. And you can see on Companies House here, there's an awful lot of There could be various reasons why they're doing that, but it's very strange the amount of what's going on here. So they've rechanged the Class C shares. They've called them, renamed them. Karen's now got significant control, so she owns 75%. Then they've got statement of capital. Then they've changed the articles here, varying share right names, preemption rights, and allotments of shares in there. I think the allotment was for that investment. And then they've got lots of different messing around with shareholdings here. I mean, you can't read too much into that, but definitely I would say there's a lot going on there, and there's a lot going on with them articles, and you can read them yourself, where it actually says, half the provisions say, if there's a sale, then this will happen, or if there's a sale, we agree this. So I reckon they're pretty close to wanting to float that off and get rid of it effectively. Hope that helps.